your life, right? So can you guys tell me how it changed your life? Um, you can also uh, talk about any bad things or anything, any expectations that you had and couldn't be fulfilled. Nandini?
But that is every minute. There is a set of expectations, there is a set of
Right.
guidelines. Every minute that doesn't get fulfilled, and I feel as a mother, it's not going to. It's a journey. But what
Sure.
I can say, what changes you bring, I feel I become more planned and
Uh-huh.
structured after being a mother. So being a very unorganized grad student, that's how I started my life. Oh, life is so good. Wake up at, any time, go to bed at any time. It doesn't matter. You can sleep till 10
Sure.
a.m. You can sleep whenever. So I think being unplanned to planned person, that's a,
Mhm.
yeah. So I'm more organized. So my daughter has helped me to become more structured and planned and organized.
Nice. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think, and it's a journey. It
Sure.
never ending process.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
It get better though eventually.
Yeah. Vaishali?
Yeah,
What do
I'm
you
agree with Nandini. That's true. Like when I got pregnant, I was thinking, oh, this is a 20 years commitment. So like
That's
I
true.
have to commit this one. I have to go through the journey and it's really a structure now. I was so unstructured before. Now I have a plan what time I need to get up, what time I need to go for work. I need to drop my daughters off to school and everything is structured. And sometime over the weekend, I like to sleep a little more than I used to sleep during the weekdays. And the weekends are always a little bit here and there, but like the weekdays are really structured. And I'm enjoying this life. So we'll see.
Yeah, sure. And we have become so much structured that if we sometimes, for some reason, if in the weekdays my daughter doesn't go to bed till 9, I get panicked. She's not getting enough sleep, and I have to do my work. I have to
Sure.
do my other research work after
So you
besides.
want her to go to bed, right?
Yeah, yeah. Being besides other stuff to get planned for the next day and do my other, educational stuff. So that's kind of a thing. But as she's growing older, she's always curious. Right now, I know she's not asleep. I put her to bed at 8. I could hear her, and she's curious what mommy does at night. What is she doing? Is she doing what research are you doing? Why are you talking with this student? Why are you talking with that person? So this kind of a thing, she has a lot of inquisitiveness, and I have to answer as a mother. Sometimes I get baffled too.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine. Right. Right.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
as Vaishali said, weekends, I think, Vaishali, I made a mistake. I gave my daughter two, 3 activities. My weekends have become little challenging. I have to get up at 7:30 in the morning, which is better than getting up at 5:30, but
Yeah.
still, like, yeah.
Sure. Okay. Awesome. So I like to think that you guys are seasoned mom, right? Because you have your kids are a little older, not new moms, so So tell me what differences do you guys think between a new mom and being a seasoned mom? There would be a lot, I'm guessing, right? Um, yeah, Vaishali, do you want to talk about it?
Uh, Yeah, I remember like at the night when I need to get up and do like the feed my baby. Those are the stages over. That's true. But still, the other things is coming. Like I know, like the different stage has a different thing. So yeah, like I'm doing whatever I need to do
So
now.
each
But
phase is a challenge, right? That's what you're
yeah,
saying. So it has its own challenges, right? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with Vaishali. And one thing what helped me, I used to like creep a lot when my daughter was 1 year old and I joined my job. My department chairperson told me things get easier, when they start wearing their socks on their own,
Right.
when they do their stuff. So it gets easier, but at the same time, new challenges comes up. So I'm just waiting for the teenage. So maybe Vaishali is a more seasoned mom. So I'm just waiting. Maybe Sandy knows, those kind of things. I'm waiting. And each day I'm hearing, new stories they have, and she have. Like I hear to her friends too when sometimes I go to her school to volunteer, pick her up. So it's a very sweet, sometimes it's a sweet bitter journey, I call it that way. There are moments, and one thing I have learned, and actually not learned, and I've been taught and learned. My department chairperson, who was also a mom of 2 daughters, she told me, trust me, Nandini, it gets easier. So I'm just back of my mind. I'm always telling myself, it gets easier. It gets easier. Though it's not, but it gets easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's right. Like you don't have to wake up but yeah, it gets easier.
So since we are talking about challenges, right? Can you name like one challenge? It could be like when they were newborns or now, that is, you think the biggest challenge maybe. I know there are many challenges, right? It might be impossible to name one, but in case you have to, so can you name like one of the biggest challenges? Nandini?
Oh, you want me to? I thought I was looking at Vaishali because
you can start too. We are just having a conversation. Whoever wants to start.
I think the challenge which I feel like right now when I am from I was like after being a school district administrator for last 2 years, my work hours has become really very hectic. So I don't come back home typically before 5:30 or 6, which was different earlier. Mm-hmm. So the biggest challenge, my moment with my daughter, like picking her up from school, and she has very less time to share stuff with me. So sometimes I'm feeling she's not expressing herself the way she should have. Okay. That's kind of a challenge. And sometimes as we think, oh no, it's okay. But as kids grow older means even if 5 years to 6 years, 6 years to 7 to 8, they have a lot of things in the classrooms, a lot of emotional journeys happen, no matter which. And I want to hear every beat of the stories. So this is a challenge where I'm saying I'm like summing up only in Friday night or Saturday or Sunday are the only days when I can get to hear her long, like what is happening. Sure. So she is, she's just being quiet, not to tell all the challenges she's facing in the school. Sometimes she doesn't tell me. So those, maybe she will tell me 4 or 5 days after. Mm-hmm. Earlier, she would tell me sharp at 3:30. Because, with the 2 years back when I was a full-time faculty, that time I used to pick up my daughter at 3 from the school. I get to know what's going on in her life, which kid has done what, and those storylines. But that's kind of challenges. And of course, another challenge I have found recently, my daughter, like, everyone knows perhaps, and like making her eat rice and lentils has been a challenge for me. She would eat anything but rice and lentils. But I am like, I'm not going to give up. We are going to fight for this challenge. So I think establishing our own identity,
Right, absolutely.
South Asian Indian, like having the value system.
That's the one. Yeah, especially in this country. Right?
Yeah, best of the board.
Yeah, because they at school they are exposed to different kind of environment. At home, it's different, right? So I think I feel that kind of challenge too.
Yeah, and they have a lot of questions.
Absolutely, yeah. They're still trying to figure out, I guess, in that mix, where they belong and their identity.
Yes, absolutely. Right? I agree. And in this generation, it's getting a little harder because there are a lot of intolerance is also going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. What do you think, Vaishali, about the biggest challenge you think in your life?
I feel the biggest challenge when my husband isn't traveling. Oh my God, those days are so horrible for me to manage.
Oh, tell me about it.
And he used to travel like once in every month, like it's 3-4 days. So those weekdays were really like I need to pick her up, drop her up, and everything I need to do. And when at the end of the day, after she sleep, I feel, oh my God, this is the 30 minutes, maybe it's for me. So those days I feel challenges. So
Yeah. Single parenting is tough.
Yeah.
And then you also agree, I'm sure.
Yeah. You should think about this, Vaishali. My husband doesn't. He comes every other weekend. He's a professor. He's teaching in a different state, and I moved to Pittsburgh for my own career. So it's like, yes, those 30 minutes. So right now, so when it's my challenge, when this is really, but I have forgot that this is a challenge always. I realize if you're not there, you got to do it.
Right.
And I see many of the Anisha's friends in the school who are from here. I have seen practically their dads are traveling like every week. They're not in the town at all. They're in the sales or marketing jobs. Moms have 3 kids and they're working 3, 4. So how they're managing, you got to do. You can't literally. The culture which I have seen from them, it's hard. You cannot literally depend on your, as a mother. So that's a thing. Yeah. So Vaishali, definitely. I agree with you. That's that mom woman driving everywhere and picking and dropping. It's challenging.
Yeah. Especially driving time is the only time probably I was talking with my daughter what happened in my school and what happened to her school. So we just share our story when we were driving, and then after come home, oh my God, everything is like you need to do this, and then it's bedtime.
You got it. So it's every day. It's like my story is every day like that. So within that moment, I just do she's sitting down Skype with her dad, or but I have to physically make her do her homework. Like tomorrow she has a test. I had to sit down and I have it continues. So it's a balance of where you draw. I think being a working mother, it's hard and it's both. It's both.
I think for me, I can totally relate. For me, it's like survival during the week, right? So you got to feed the kids, put them to bed. That's it. And I'm like, okay, 8:30. Oh my God, bed. But I feel like, I am always that grumpy during the week, especially because the clock goes fast. I'm like, oh my God, you have to do
I'm like, I believe in this fact. I don't know. Kids need, till the age 10, 11, they need at least 10 to 12 hours of sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
For their brain and hormone, especially girls. They do need those sleep, at least 10 hours minimum. Yeah. So I cannot be that laid back mom. Maybe I don't know what she's doing right now when I'm talking to you guys, and I will be. So I unfortunately have to get going.
That's fine.
Minutes past, I have another appointment. So it was very nice talking to you.
Thank you so much too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you later.
Okay. Thanks, Nandini. Yeah. Okay. So Vaishali, we maybe go through a couple more questions and share your experiences while I have you here. So you are somehow linked to the educational field, right? So how does your job influence you being a mom and vice versa? Maybe are there takeaways, both sides? Can you share any kind of experiences in that regard?
Yeah, that's very nice. I can see the other teachers, how they're teaching to the kids, and sometimes I'm a Montessori teacher, and they do in school a little bit different techniques, the Montessori method. So when my daughter was little, I used to I try to teach those kind of things at home, and they in Montessori school, they are really independent. The kids are really independent from the beginning. So I still at home, I used to try my daughter to be independent, to do some the normal work, like the kitchen stuff, like the cleaning dishes, and those are the normal work, even the fold the laundries. Those are the things we usually teach the small kids, so they can be independent from the child from the very little age. So so I usually try to implement those things at home. So that's it.
Oh, okay, good. That's good, right? Because you get to learn, I think, something from school and then do it at home too, right? Because I have seen you doing that, and I have learned a lot of things from you, which is like, okay, this is how, because I would think that would be the ideal as a teacher. You would know what would be the best way to do stuff. Yeah. Okay, good, good. So before I let you go, I have one last question. So if there was one new advice you had for moms, new moms, and like when you are having a baby, you go into a dark area, right? You don't know. When you go in, you don't know what you're doing. At least that happened to me. I had no idea what I'm doing. I have never held a newborn before I became a mom. So what is one advice you want to give to new moms? Something that you wished you knew before you were a mom, or you learned while being a mom?
Sure. The first thing I would tell them to prioritize their time. If some work they need to do, in a 1 to 4, what the scale they're going to do that work, whether it's a really prioritized, whether it's really important or unimportant, or it's a urgent. Prioritize that categories, and substitute substitute their work. Do not need to do all the works by their own. Maybe divide the work, some of to husbands, or some do some work to the daughter, so it's going to be subsidized to the other person.
Sure.
So the time is most important. So in 24 hours, she needs to sleep, she needs to work, she needs a little bit time for herself. And being a mom, it's a many years commitment. So they need to manage their time and keep some time for themselves, so they don't get too much exhausted. And it's always important, the me time. So yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I totally agree. Like when you are being a mom, because there's always mom. I think motherhood is glorified, right? And people going in has a lot of high expectations, and then you go in and you kind of I don't know, and then you try to give your 100% or 200%, and then you become exhausted. So it's very important that you devote some time and let go, I would say, right? Okay. Yes. Thank you so much, Vaishali. Thanks so much for coming. I know it's not easy. You have so much to do, but I really appreciate your time. Thank you. And
thank you so much, Sandy. Thanks for being. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.